Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. It is a miracle working Monday morning, and we're so glad that you have decided to dial in this morning to our back to school podcast. How you living? It's back to school time. This is the second, well, it's the third week, but the second full week, if I'm not mistaken. So we welcome you back to another episode of Chit and Chatting with me, your host, Jewel Wilson Murphy. I am so very glad that you're here, and we know that it's early, but we are yet grateful. We are grateful that you decided to come alongside of us and walk this journey with us. So y'all know what? I got a question. I have a question. Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? Well, y'all already know my story, and y'all know my story was that I might have pondered it, but I would have never done it. I'm here because of All Photos Considered. He tapped me on my shoulders about a year ago to create a podcast, and we've been here celebrating our 1-year anniversary last month, and here we are still coming with new ideas and new situations like 7 a.m. live. I am so nervous, but I'm glad you are here. So for the ones of you that said yes to starting your own podcast, if you said yes, that's me, I want to start my own podcast, well, guess what? We have good news from you. All Photos Considered and I are proverbially tapping you on the shoulder. Remember, it takes an entire village. In this part of the village, we support you. In this part of the village, we support your podcast vision and idea. Well, you know, I had a segment that said help is on the way. Well, help is right here. All Photos Considered will help you get started. Your very first 2 episodes will be recorded, produced, edited, and uploaded for free. Did I say free? Yes, free. Just drop a comment below saying, I want to start, excuse me, it's early. I want to start my podcast. We know that sometimes it's hard, but we know that we're here and we can help you. Remember this channel was created, and it is a creative space for you to be open, honest, and we're positive and we support conversations. So what does that mean? That means that I need you. Join us as we chit and chat about our hurts, our hangups, and our habits. Things that people don't usually share, things that people don't usually talk about. Our goal is to break down barriers and encourage our entire community, because we firmly believe that by sharing our experiences, our struggles, and our triumphs, because we do have triumphs, y'all, we can grow stronger together. We can grow stronger together. So as I said a few moments ago, I need you. Guess what? I need you. We cannot do this without you. Remember, these conversations are authentic, they are real life, and they are necessary. So be a part of our village. Men, women, boys, girls, everyone is welcome to chit and chat as we walk through these Monday morning journeys. Together, we'll navigate life's challenges and triumphs. It's time, y'all. It's that time to chit and chat about our children's back to school and the stressors they face, the stresses parents face. All right, parents, we're fresh into the 2023-24 school year, and we're here to chit and chat about how's it going so far? What are the experiences you've had? What are the things you're concerned about? Back to school can be it can be anxiety. It can cause anxiety. It can be anxiety inducing, correct? Are your kids equipped with the right gear? Backpacks, school lunch boxes, paper, pens, blue pens, black pens, red pens, pencils. Are they over schedule or under schedule? And lunch packing. Don't get me started on that. My grand princesses, the 2 older ones, can't take lunch to school, can't even take a snack to school. The younger ones can. But is that a stressor for you? What do they want to eat? Is anybody in their classroom allergic to peanut butter and they can't take peanuts, but they love them? Recently, a report highlighted some deeper concerns that parents have about sending our children back to school. We're talking about bullying. We're talking about internet safety. We're talking about car accidents, school violence, depression, social skills, and friendships. Attention spans and engagement also come into play. Sometimes our children's attention span is just not where it needs to be. Is that a concern for you? Okay, so I should be looking and I should be seeing some conversation, I think, down below, because these are conversations that I need you all to ask, because we're chit and we're chatting. So don't fear, though. Don't worry about all those things that I just said there, because we have some ideas. Fear not. We've got some tips about how to do this back to school year. For example, make sure your child sits near the driver or teacher on the bus to prevent bullying. Encourage your child to sit with others, for safety is in numbers. You know, if it's one, it could be very chaotic and scary. But if it's more than one, there's safety. Enlist a trusted older kid as a bus buddy for your child. You might want to give them a little tip, a little donation for helping keep your child protected. Cyberbullying is also a thing. It's a significant concern nowadays, y'all, impacting our kids' mental health. We have school social workers that are there to help our children. You all know what I say, secrets keep you sick, but if you shout it loud enough, the whispers won't hurt. So go to the social workers, tap on the social workers' children and say, hey, my child is experiencing this and or that. And for us, African American, us black parents, racial inequality takes the spotlight. Let's continue to teach our children about our history, their history, because y'all know we had a segment said black history is everybody's history. No matter what the state of Florida says about it, our responsibility is to teach our children about us. Connect your kids after school. Are you connecting them with things after school? All right, parents. After a day at school, we all know those conversations can go real apathetically. Find it boring. You may say, how was your day? They'll say, fine, boring. And you're enthusiastic about what you want to know. Hey, how was your day? And there's like, hi, fine, boring. Well, let's get our children to open up. Can be challenging, but we know there's some things that we can do, especially as they get older. But we've got you covered with conversation starters. Guess what? For the little ones, you can say something like, who did you play with today at recess? What was your favorite thing that you did today? Can you show me some things you learned? I do that with my grandkids. I did it with my children, especially more in church. They had to come back from church telling me at least one thing they learned, because a lot of times they'll be like, how was church? It was fine. Well, what did you learn? Well, let's engage them. Can you show me something you learned? What was challenging for you today? What made you happy? What made you proud? What made you think about me as when you left me this morning, something that I may have said as your parent or your grandparent or whoever's taking care of them? Ask them one thing they were reminded of that you told them when they were at school. For older children, we might say something like, well, you know, they have high and low points of their day, but it could be challenges that we face. Something unexpected. We can ask them, was it something that happened that was unexpected? Did you do an act of kindness? Was it anything humorous that you saw today? Who's your favorite teacher? I asked my grand princess that yesterday. She has 3 favorite teachers, and I think she has 6. Remember, these small moments can lead to big conversations. I was sharing with one of my grand prince teacher on Saturday. She came to his football game, and I was telling her about this show that my grand princess introduced me to called Darman, D-A-R M-A-N-N. And he has a lot of experiences that our children face. It's always thought-provoking, but he always has a ending at the end. I think it's on YouTube. So check it out. As parents, it is necessary and it is our responsibility to create space for meaningful conversations. Put away those distractions and dictate time to connect with your child. Car rides, chores, errands, all opportunities for bonding. Sitting at the dinner table was always a thing in our household, but that may not be a thing now. Baking with your children, playing football with your children, running with your children, just times where you can bond. No, you're not talking and running, but you may be talking before you run and trying to talk after you run. So anyway, let's commit to being present. Let's commit to being available and engaged. And if you can, create a regular conversation. Create regular conversation dates with your child. I can tell you right now, for you all who know my grandson, he's about 5'9", 150 pounds. Yeah, he's 12 years old. He sits in my lap every single day. So now he and his sister fight over who can sit in my lap. He believes that because he was born first, that he has the right to always sit there and nobody else can. I won't even tell you what their dad did yesterday because they sit in my lap all the time. However, these are times where we can have conversations. Might be weird, but he said he's going to sit in my lap until he's 40 years old. I'm good with that because sitting in my lap, with all of them sitting in my lap, we get opportunity to have conversations. Might be weird. My little grand princess, she wants to talk about the kitty cat. But anyway, the kitty cat is in meow. It could be something very simple as walking the dog. If you have a dog, you can walk the dog on Saturdays with your children, your grandchildren. Mornings are great. Grabbing some donuts, Dunkin' Donuts is always a thing. So we just want to encourage you, and we want to hear your conversations about what was some of the stressors. If you didn't have any stressors, tell us how you didn't have them. Why didn't you have them? What did you do to alleviate the stressors? Today is Monday morning. Children are up and they're getting ready for school. How are you living? How are they living? How are they doing to get ready for school? What do you do that can help us help others? Please share in the chat below. That's it this week for this week's episode, folks. Remember, we're here every single Monday morning at 7 a.m. 7 a.m. to chit and chat, connect and uplift. Please drop your thoughts and experience in the comments, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Also, please, as I ask all the time, comment, share, and like. Until next week, keep those conversations flowing. Even if you weren't live with us this morning, you're going back to watch us, please comment. Comment below, and I promise you I'll respond. Keep conversations flowing and those connections growing. Take care, and we'll see you next week on next week's journey of me, Jewel Wilson Murphy's Chit Chat, along with all photos considered. Don't forget, mention me, you'll get 10% off your photo need. Have a great miracle working Monday, and we'll see you next week.